Hereby call to order for the transaction business put to adjourn. All rise, please.
Our chaplain of the day is Pastor Diane Young from the Healing Center Full Baptist Church, invited by Councilwoman Walker. Pastor Young, please lead us in prayer at this time.
Shall we bow? Almighty God, we thank you for this day as we stand in the gap for our city. We ask that you bless every resident and guide our leaders as they seek to build a city that is stronger, safer, and more productive. Help us to value cooperation over division, progress over conflict, responsibility over blame, and let the righteousness be stronger than the wickedness. Replace confusion with cooperation, recklessness with great judgment, and apathy with a shared commitment to the future of our city. Give our leaders the wisdom of Solomon to govern fairly, the strength of Joseph to do what's right even when nobody's watching, and the ability to listen to the needs of the people like Moses. Let this be a city where the leaders lead us by example, where people love and care for one another, where parents are guided by wisdom, where children grow with respect and are safe, and where progress is made as we choose to work together for the greater good. Help us understand the power of unity and the danger of division. As we build a greater Memphis, now as we rise, becoming a praise in the earth, may your favor rest upon Memphis, your peace dwell in Memphis, and your hand guide the leaders of Memphis, both now and in the days to come. It's in the mighty name of Jesus that we pray, and everybody said amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much for that beautiful prayer.
Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for that wonderful and inspiring prayer. I love referring to you as our first mother, and I hope you enjoy that as well. So here today, I have this for you. The City of Memphis, Tennessee, by the City Council, greetings. Be it hereby known that Pastor Diane Young, in recognition of a life exemplary qualities, outstanding service to the city, meritorious involvement in humanitarian affairs, and demonstrated concern for governmental process, has been appointed Chaplain of the Day for the Memphis City Council, and is hereby entitled to all of the honors, rights, and privileges and prerogatives appertaining to the office and to the display of this certificate, given under this seal the 24th day of March, 2026, signed by Chair Janice Swearingen Washington, and presented by yours truly, Pearl-Eva Walker, Councilwoman, District 3. Thank you so much.
So we'll do already closed.
Madam Comptroller, will you please call the roll? Thank you.
Councilmember Finale, Carlisle, Thomas, Ford, Green. Logan. Smiley. Spinoza. Walker. Warren. White. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington.
Present. Thank
Madam
you.
Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. I believe Councilman Canale has read the minutes for our March 3rd meeting.
Yes, Madam Chair, I have read and reviewed the minutes from the March 3rd, 2026 meeting and find them to be in order, and I move for their adoption. Madam Comptroller, if you could prepare the screen. Thank you.
It has been moved by Councilman Canale and second by Councilman Spinoza. Madam Comptroller, please prepare the vote.
Canale, yes. Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Welcome to the March 24, 2026 regular meeting of the Memphis City Council. Meetings of the council shall be conducted in an orderly manner to ensure the public has the full opportunity to be heard and the deliberate process of the council is retained at all times. Our council staff member has meeting agendas available up front, as well as comment request cards for members of the public who are wishing to be heard on a specific item. All those wishing to speak on an item must turn in their comment card to staff before the item is called. If you are not here to speak on a specific item, please note that you can receive a general comment card at the end of the meeting. As chair, I will only recognize citizens that properly registered to speak by submitting a completed comment card for the council staff. And when you come up, all you have to do is state your name. You no longer have to state your address. Our holds are items number 17, 19, 20, 22 will be held until April 14th. Item number 23 will be held until April 28th. We will now begin with our presentations. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 1.
Item number 1 is a resolution honoring trailblazing women in Memphis in honor of Women's History Month. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Easter Thomas.
Councilwoman Dr. Easter Thomas, you are recognized at this time.
Thank you, Chair. We have some wonderful Memphians here today with us, and it is definitely fitting. So as I read into the resolution, and then we will see who we have a chance to honor today. Whereas Women's History Month is celebrated each March to recognize and honor the vital contributions, achievements, and lasting impact of women throughout our nation's history and within our local communities. Women's History Month has origins in Women's History Week, first celebrated in 1978 and was officially recognized as a national observance in 1987, following a proclamation by the U.S. Congress. The city of Memphis is strengthened by the leadership, resilience, and dedication of women who have broken barriers, uplifted others, and paved the way for future generations. Trailblazing women in Memphis have made significant contributions across a wide range of fields, including public service, education, business, healthcare, law, the arts, and community advocacy. These distinguished women who are here with us today have demonstrated a commitment to excellence, equity, and service, often overcoming obstacles and creating opportunities for others to thrive. Their efforts have not only improved the quality of life for residents of Memphis, but have also inspired continued progress toward a more inclusive and equitable city. Whereas it is fitting and proper that the Memphis City Council celebrates the accomplishments of outstanding women during Women's History Month, now therefore be it resolved that the Memphis City Council does hereby honor March as Women's History Month and recognizes the following trailblazing women of Memphis community for their leadership, service, and enduring contributions. Now, therefore, be it further resolved that the Memphis City Council proudly honors these women in recognition of Women's History Month 2026. So, ladies, as I call your names, will you please come join me up here? You will be then handed a specifically named certificate, so make sure you come with your name. And then afterwards, council members, if we can take a group picture facing this way. That's good directions. Okay. All right. Robin Ballard. Emily Bishop. Gail Jones Carson. Memphis Police Department Chief C.J. Saralyn Davis. Dr. Lasanya Hall. Now that sounds like it's Women's History Month back there. Y'all got it. Tamika Hart Wigington. Sally Jones Hines. Maureen Holland. Brenda Jones. Norma Lester. And that's Norma down there. That's Miss Norma down there. Okay. Sarah Steckel Lord. Joanne Massey. Memphis City Council's own, the office could not function without her, Miss Trudy Pope. Tequila Rucker. Amy Shaflin. And another woman who you wouldn't even be able to follow today, Miss Valerie Snipes, Comptroller. Miss Tawan Stout Mitchell. The one and only Reverend Gina Stewart. And to round us out, you all, we have Miss Lachelle Vaughn.
Y'all squanched together now.
There we go. So, City of Memphis, can you please join us in honoring for Women's History Month these trailblazing women? Council members, please join us. We're going to get one this way, then we're going to turn around, y'all. Okay. We good? Oh, they might be just good right here. Yep, we can just do that way.
right, come on, council members.
These were the cookies we put in the bag.
Oh, that was nice. First class. Madam Controller, please call by, put that by acclamation. Please call item number 2.
Item number 2, attention everybody. Item number 2 is a resolution.
Wait.
I can't overtalk them.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
Item number 2 is a resolution honoring the retirement of Lieutenant Evertina Halfaker, the Memphis Police Department's only female motorcycle officer. This resolution is sponsored by council members Cooper, Sutton, and Canale.
Councilman Canale and Councilwoman Cooper Sutton, you are recognized at this time.
Okay. You want to start?
You start.
Okay. Yes. All right. Whereas the Memphis City Council seeks to recognize individuals whose service, leadership, and commitment enrich the lives of Memphis residents and strengthens our community. And whereas Lieutenant Evertina Halfaker joined the Memphis Police Department in 1986, embarking upon a career in law enforcement, motivated by dedication to family, service, and community. And whereas over the course of 39 years of extraordinary service, Lieutenant Evertina Halfaker distinguished herself as a trailblazer, barrier breaker, and pioneer for women in law enforcement. And whereas Lieutenant Evertina Halfaker earned the historic distinction of becoming the first and only female motorcycle officer and supervisor in the motorcycle squad within the Memphis Police Department, demonstrating exceptional skills, perseverance, and leadership. And whereas her long life passion for motorcycle riding, inspired by her grandfather, mother, and 5 brothers, became a hallmark of her professional identity and a symbol of determination and heritage. And whereas in 2010, she successfully completed the rigorous requirements of the motorcycle squad, including the physical challenge of lifting a 900-pound police motorcycle, thereby solidifying her place in a specialized unit known for its demanding standards and elite training. And I'll turn it over to you, Councilwoman.
Whereas Lieutenant Halfacre further broke new ground as the first woman assigned to the department's drug intervention unit and as one of the first 2 women to serve in the department's color guard, expanding opportunities for women in specialized and ceremonial assignments. And whereas throughout her distinguished career, she faithfully performed duties including traffic enforcement, dignitary escorts, and security at major public events, while also representing the department at significant community gatherings such as the Liberty Bowl and visits to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And whereas Lieutenant Halfacre consistently demonstrated a steadfast commitment to community outreach, frequently engaging with schools, hospitals, and public events, and emphasizing the importance of trust building, particularly among children and families throughout the Memphis community. And whereas Lieutenant Halfacre's career coincided with transformative growth and change within the Memphis Police Department, and her leadership contributed meaningfully to advancing professional standards, diversity, and inclusion within specialized law enforcement units. And although retiring from full-time active duty, Lieutenant Halfacre has committed to continuing serving the department as a reserve officer and as a member of the Color Guard for an additional 2 years, exemplifying her enduring devotion to service. And whereas her legacy stands as an inspiration to all women in law enforcement, encouraging them to pursue specialized assignments, leadership roles, and excellence without limitation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this body extends its heartfelt congratulations to Lieutenant Halfacre on her well-earned retirement, wishes her joy and fulfillment in her new chapter of life, and affirms that her legacy of excellence, perseverance, and service will continue to inspire all of us for generations to come. Lieutenant Halfacre, I can't express to you how much you'll be missed. So glad that you're going to be in the reserve for the next 2 years. And I can't express to you how well respected you have been throughout MPD and throughout this city. So we wish you nothing but the very best. And on behalf of all of us on the Memphis City Council, everyone on MPD in a grateful city, thank you so much for your dedication and service.
Thank you very much.
I would like you to say a few words, just a few, 1 or 2, just a few.
I first of all will truly want to thank Chief CJ. If it wasn't for her, you all would have never known I exist. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to the police department. I enjoyed it, and I'm still here. Thank you so much, City Council.
This is for you. Thank you. You're welcome. We're going to take a picture. All right. Yeah.
Madam Comptroller, please show by acclamation that that has been approved.
Thank you, Chairwoman. We will note that.
Madam Comptroller, please prepare to call item number 3.
Item number 3 is a resolution designating April 10th, 2026 as Blue and Green Day Mid-South in the city of Memphis. This resolution is sponsored by the Memphis City Council.
Dr. Warren, you are recognized at this time.
Dr. Talissa Green, please come up. Council members, whereas every year National Donate Life observes Blue and Green Day to amplify the importance of registering as an organ or tissue donor and to encourage the public to wear blue and green to raise awareness. And whereas more than 100,000 Americans, including 4,000 in the Mid-South area, are currently on the national transplant waiting list. And whereas another person is added to the waiting list every 8 minutes, I guess because it's going to be like 15 during our meeting. And on average, 16 people die every day because the organs they need are not donated in time. And whereas one organ and tissue donor can save up to 8 lives, restore sight for 2 people, and improve the lives of more than 75 people, and whereas we can all do our part to save lives by educating and encouraging our peers and loved ones to register as an organ and tissue donor. And whereas the Memphis City Council supports National Donate Life and Mid-South Transplant Foundation and its efforts to bring new life to men, women, and children in need of life-saving organ and tissue transplants. And whereas we hold those who have saved lives through the gift of donation in the highest regard and are grateful for their selflessness. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Memphis City Council does hereby proclaim the 10th of April, 2026 as Blue and Green Day in Mid-South in the city of Memphis, and encourages all residents to promote the importance of organ and tissue donation, given this day by our hands under the seal of Memphis City Council. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Good. If we could have everyone come down, I think she wants a picture with all of us behind her.
Yes.
So we can all show that we're blue and green. We'll put those not in blue and green on the back row.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Where's your blue and green? You got
I
blue.
got green
Okay.
and blue. Green is in my heart.
Green's in your heart. Okay, good.
And then I got our sign.
Oh, that's it. That's enough. Good.
But that day, I tell you, it's the whole, we light the bridges up, we do everything in blue and green. First and foremost, my name is Dr. Talisa Franklin. I am super excited. When I think about Mid-South Transplant Foundation and organ and tissue donor, I am very excited to know 4 of my family members are living today because of organ and tissue donation, and I have 1 in waiting. And I want to remind, especially the people that look like me, it is imperative that we start saying yes to organ and tissue. We have over 100,000 people that are awaiting a life-saving transplant. 83% of those people look like myself and are waiting a kidney. And so I would encourage you, if you don't know much more about what we do at midsouhtransplant.org, I encourage you to go and study and say yes to organ and tissue donor. Thank y'all so much, Mid-South City Council.
Turn around.
Okay.
This way.
Okay.
There you go. Hold it up. No.
Philip. Philip.
Madam Comptroller, if you will show by acclamation that item being approved.
Thank you, Chairwoman.
Madam Comptroller, please call item number 4.
Item number 4 is a resolution approving an honorary street name change on South Parkway East between Oak Lawn and South Barksdale for Frank James Banks District 4, Super District 8. This resolution is sponsored by Councilman Canali.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Councilman Canali, you are recognized at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to have my colleagues come on. I'm not going to bite. Whereas, when worthy circumstances arise, the Memphis City Council has seen fit to name certain public roads to honor citizens who have served this community, and Frank James Banks is a citizen worthy of such recognition. And whereas Frank James Banks is a native and lifelong Memphian whose professional and civic contributions have had a lasting and transformative impact on the city of Memphis. And whereas Mr. Banks is a pioneering African-American entrepreneur who co-founded Banks, Finley & White and Company in 1973, one of the first regional African-American owned accounting firms in the South, which has grown into one of the largest minority-owned CPA firms in the nation and has trained and mentored generations of professionals. And
whereas Frank James Banks played a critical role in revitalizing downtown Memphis through his co-founding of the New Memphis Development Corporation and the redevelopment of the downtown Motor Inn into the Benchmark Hotel in 1983, one of the first Black-owned franchise hotels in the United States, creating jobs and demonstrating the viability of minority ownership in the hospitality industry. And whereas Mr. Banks's additional investments in hospitality and entertainment, including hotel development along 3rd Street and the Memphis Sounds Lodge, contributed to economic growth, job creation, and cultural enrichment in downtown Memphis. And whereas Frank James Banks was instrumental in advancing minority economic development through the founding of the Tennessee Valley Center for Minority Economic Development and the West Tennessee Venture Capital Corporation, expanding access to capital and supporting minority and women-owned businesses throughout the region. And
whereas the leadership of Mr. Banks extended into community banking through the establishment of the Memphis First Community Bank, providing financial access to underserved communities and to civic service through the work with numerous organizations, including his role as in Congressman Harold Ford Sr.'s historic 1974 campaign and service on multiple boards and community committees. Whereas Mr. Frank James Banks demonstrated a deep commitment to education and cultural preservation through the creation of the Memphis African American Historical Calendar, which reached tens of thousands of students and enriched the understanding of local Black history. And whereas Frank James Banks' lifelong dedication to Memphis, including long-term residence in the South Midtown community, reflects his unwavering commitment to strengthening neighborhoods and expanding opportunity for all citizens. I'll finish it off. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Memphis City Council deems it fitting and proper that the city of Memphis honor the legacy of Frank James Banks by commemorating his contributions in a lasting and visible manner, and South Parkway East between Oak Lawn and South Barksdale in the city of Memphis be declared and designated Frank James Banks Parkway. Be it further resolved that the city engineer is requested to affix a suitable sign designating the public road in honor of Frank James Banks, his commitment and contributions to the city of Memphis given by the entire Memphis City Council. Congratulations. If I could just offer a few more remarks. Mr. Banks was an entrepreneur before my generation decided to make the term popular. And, you know, when we talk about people investing in our community, Mr. Banks is the standard. So on behalf of every person in the city of Memphis, we would like to say thank you for believing in this community. And I wish there was more Mr. Frank James Banks. So thank you so much. And both of your daughters who are consistently bothering us in the most loving way, because they believe in you, they respect you, they honor you, they're watching right now. I know they wish they can be here, so I know they love you deeply, and so do we. Thank you so much.
Memphis Sounds.
Yeah, I just want to say, yeah, we're way before your time. Frank, I've been knowing you a long time with my family. I just want to thank you for all that you've done for us. Yes, he was an entrepreneur. Hey, Black. He did things for the city, just like the hotel and everything else. And I just want to thank you for all the things that you've done for this city of Memphis. Thank you very much.
And I do want to acknowledge, we talked about Banks, Finley, and White. We do have representatives for the company here as well. So come on up. This is what creating a lasting impact looks like.
Mr. Banks, I am Curtis Carpenter. I currently work at the firm that you founded as well. So I just wanted to say thank you for your mind and just creating this firm, this accounting firm, this minority firm for people like me, and also your nephew as well, who is also with me, who is a partner at the firm as well. So, John.
Yes, sir. John Hatcher, CPA. Uncle Frank, you know, you were a CPA when I was just a youngin', and I know that it touched you when I became a CPA. And so just, I love you, Unc.
I'd like to thank the City Council for this honor, and my grandson, Aiden Howard, would like to say a few words.
On behalf of the Banks family, we're deeply grateful to the Memphis City Council for this honor. My grandfather, Frank James Banks, loves the city unconditionally. He's invested in it, he's believed in it, and he's never left it. None of his work would have been possible without the unwavering love and support of his wife, Brenda Ann Turvalon Banks, who has stood by his side through every step of his career. And it is because of his daughters, Tracy and Denise, that his story is being told and celebrated today. To have a street bear his name means that his legacy of hard work, commitment, and opportunity will live on for generations to come. Thank you, Memphis, and thank you, Papa.
Somebody say get the picture. Oh, no problem. Come on.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. We will now do our add-on and same night minutes, but before we do that, we want to inform that for our add-on items, item number 5 will be held until April 14th. Item number 6 will be held until July 21st. And item number 21 will be held until April 14th. Madam Comptroller, will you please start with our add-on and same night minutes, which are items 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Item number 24 is a resolution to transfer and appropriate contract construction funds in the total amount of $865,518 from Poplar Sweetbriar Interchange, PW01181, and repair Brooks Bridge, PW01252, to FY24 Bridge Repair, PW24401, and EB James Bridge Repair, PW02040, to secure additional funding necessary to complete projects under constructions. Districts 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, Super Districts 8 and 9. This resolution is sponsored by the administration, and there is a request for same night minutes.
Councilman Canale, you are recognized at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met, recommended approval, and I so move.
Move it. All right, it has been properly moved by Councilman Ford Canale
and second by Councilman Spinoza. Do we have the right item number?
No, that was
Let's do that item number again.
There we go.
Okay. All right, now it has been properly moved by Canali and it has been seconded by Councilman Spinoza. Madam Comptroller, if you will please prepare the screen. Council, please vote at this time.
Canali, yes. Cooper Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 25.
Item number 25 is a resolution to allocate, appropriate, and transfer remaining funds from 5 completed Memphis Parks Accelerate Memphis projects to various Memphis Parks Accelerate Memphis projects, Districts 2, 4, and 6, Super Districts 8 and 9, all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the administration. There is a request for same night minutes for this item.
Councilwoman White, you are recognized.
The committee met and recommended approval, and I so move.
It has been moved by Councilwoman White, second by Councilman Warren. Madam Comptroller, if you will please prepare the screen.
Canali, yes. Cooper Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, will you please call item number 26?
Item number 26 is a resolution to allocate $2,000 in FY26 Council Community Grant Program funds, all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Councilman Smiley, and there's a request for same night minutes.
Councilman Spinoza, you're recognized. Oh, let me get a motion. May I have a motion, please? It has been properly moved by Councilman Smiley, second by Councilman Warren. Councilwoman White, you're recognized.
The committee met and recommended approval, and I so move.
Okay, it's been properly moved by Councilwoman White. It's been seconded by Canali. Madam Comptroller, if you'll please prepare the screen. Council members, if you'll please cast your vote.
Canali, yes. Cooper Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 27.
Item number 27 is a resolution addressing public safety concerns related to short-term rental properties and requesting the mayor's administration to collaborate with an organization to strengthen enforcement of the city short-term rental ordinance. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by council members Canali and Spinoza, and there is a request for same night minutes.
Councilman Spinoza, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Committee met, recommends approval, and I so move.
It has been moved by Councilman Spinoza, seconded by Councilman Ford Canale. Madam Comptroller, will you please prepare the screen?
Canale, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Please show Councilmember Smiley is voting yes on this item. Warren, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 28.
Item number 28 is a resolution adopting certain amendments to the Memphis 3.0 Comprehensive Plan to approve the Hello Hyde Park Smile Area Plan, District 7, Super District 8. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Easter Thomas, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Councilman Spinoza, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Committee met, recommends approval, and I so move.
It's been moved by Councilman Spinoza, seconded by Councilman Smiley. Are there any questions from council members wishing to speak on this item? Madam Comptroller, if you will please prepare the screen to vote.
Canale, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 29.
Item number 29 is an appointment, Summer Egert Bennett, to the Public Art Oversight Review Committee, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Councilwoman White, you're recognized.
The committee met and recommended approval, and I so move.
It has been moved by Councilwoman White, second by Councilman Warren. Madam Comptroller, will you please prepare the screen for the vote?
Canale, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
Walker, yes.
Please show Council Walker is voting yes on item number 29, the appointment of Summer.
That item passes. Congratulations, Summer. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 30.
Item number 30 is a resolution requesting that immigration enforcement actions not be staged at schools and churches within the city of Memphis. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Cooper Sutton, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Councilwoman White, you're recognized at this time.
The committee met and recommended approval, and I so move.
Councilwoman Walker, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to sponsor a friendly amendment including daycares.
Did we do that For upstairs? clarification, Chairwoman, I was about to say that amendment was made upstairs. Okay.
And approved.
So as amended.
And you can add me as a sponsor.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone's sponsored?
Councilwoman Cooper Sutton, you are recognized at this time.
Okay, and I'd like to add a friendly amendment as well to all city-owned properties.
Okay. All right, it has been moved by Councilwoman White, second by Councilman Dr. Warren. We will adhere to those friendly amendments. If you will please prepare the screens for the vote.
Canale, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, if you will please call item number 31.
Item number 31 is a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 operating budget, all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Cooper Sutton. There is a request for same night minutes for item number 31.
Councilman Canale, you're recognized at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met, recommended approval, and I so move.
Electronically? Thank you.
It has been properly moved by Councilman Canale. It's been seconded by Councilman Spinoza. Madam Comptroller, will you please prepare the screen for the vote?
Canale, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, will you please call item number 32?
Item number 32 is a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 operating budget. All council districts, this resolution is sponsored by Councilman Spinoza, and there is a request for same night minutes.
Councilman Canale, you're recognized at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met, recommended approval, and I so move.
It has been moved by Councilman Canale, second by Councilman Spinoza. Are there any questions of council members wishing to speak on this item? Madam Comptroller, will you please prepare the screen for the vote? Council members, please cast your vote.
Please show Councilmember Canale is voting yes on this item. Cooper Sutton, Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. White, yes. Warren, yes. Cooper Sutton is also yes on this item. And Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, will you please call our consent agenda, item number 7?
Item number 7 on our consent agenda is up for first reading. Zoning ordinance amending ordinance number 5367 of the Code of Ordinances, City of Memphis, Tennessee, adopted on August 10th, 2010 as amended, known as the Memphis and Shelby County Unified Development Code, to authorize a zoning use district reclassification for land located on Tully Street and Woodlawn Street by taking the land out of the residential urban use district and including it in the mixed use district. Up for first reading, this ordinance is sponsored by the Division of Planning and Development. The case number is Z26-01. The ordinance number is 5970.
Councilman Spinoza, you are recognized at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Committee met, recommends approval, and I so move.
It has been properly moved by Councilman Spinoza, second by Councilman Canale. Are there any members of the council that have any input? Madam Comptroller, will you please prepare the screen? Council members, please cast your vote.
Canale, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Please show Councilmember Cooper Sutton is voting yes on this item. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. We will now do our fiscal consent agenda items, which are items 8, 9, 33, 34, and 35.
Thank you.
Madam Controller, please call those items.
Our fiscal consent agenda on our regular agenda is a resolution to accept grant funds in the amount of $20,000 from the International Association of Chiefs of Police Grant Project for the purpose of victim services, supplies, and victim services advocacy training travel expense. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Police Services. There is a request for same night minutes. Nine is a resolution to accept grant funds from the Shelby County government in the amount of $81,968 to provide overtime salaries for the high-intensity drug trafficking area program. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Police Services. There is a request for same night minutes. On our add-ons, item number 33 is a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 operating budget. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Councilman Ford Sr. There is a request to add this on to our fiscal consent agenda and same night minutes. Item number 34 is a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 operating budget. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Councilman Canali. There is a request to add this to the fiscal consent agenda and same night minutes. And our final item is number 35, Madam Chairwoman. It's a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 operating budget. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Councilman Carlisle. There's a request to add this for fiscal consent and same night minutes. That concludes our fiscal consent agenda items.
Councilman Canali, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met, recommended approval, and I so move.
All right. Councilman Warren, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just was looking at items 34 and 35 and was wondering, did we have more information about these in committee that I missed today? Could we have an explanation of this? Well, it's grant allocation. So these are council grant allocations, and they're coming through, and did we see them? And where did they get allocated to? Do we see that? Okay, good. I just wanted to have a look at that. Thank you. Oh, good. All right, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay.
I just wanted to see this.
All right. It's been properly moved by Councilman Canali, second by Councilwoman Logan. Madam Comptroller, will you please prepare the screen?
It's for the grants. That's all. I just wanted to see it. I didn't see them.
You didn't see them.
That's it. We had so much in it, I missed it.
Council members, please cast your votes for our fiscal consent agenda. Canali, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, if you will please call the MLGW fiscal consent agenda items 10 through 14.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Item number 10 is a resolution awarding a 24-month purchase order for fluorosilicic acid to Univar Solutions USA LLC in the amount of $810,000. Item number 11 is a resolution awarding a 36-month purchase order for sodium hypochlorite to Hawkins, Inc. in the amount of $4,592. Item number 12 is a resolution approving the ratification, increase, and renewal to contract number 12288, Gas Matrix Utility Landscaping with Enlightenment, Inc., doing business as APS Facility Maintenance to ratify, increase, and renew the current contract in the funded amount of $814,113.48. Item number 13 is a resolution awarding a purchase order for mini digger derricks with trailers to Alltech Industries Incorporated in the amount of $580,192. And our final item, number 14, is a request for approval of annual salary in the amount of $234,769.60 for the position of Vice President and Chief Human Resource Officer. Madam Chair, that concludes our MLGW fiscal consent items.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Councilwoman Walker, you're recognized at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met with a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
It has been properly moved by Councilwoman Walker. It has been seconded by Councilman Canale. Are there any council members that would like to speak on these items? Thank you. Madam Comptroller, if you will please prepare the screen.
Here we go. Canale, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Please show Councilmember Espinosa is voting yes on this item. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, let's go to the regular agenda. Items 15, 16, 18, and 21. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 15.
Thank you. Item number 15, Landmarks Commission, appointments, Judith Johnson and Olivia Wall.
Okay, Councilwoman White, you're recognized for item number 15.
Yes, the committee met and recommended approval, and I so move.
It's been moved by Councilwoman White. It's been seconded by Councilman Canale. Are there any questions from council members wishing to speak on this item? Madam Comptroller, please prepare the screen to vote for item number 15.
Item number 15. Thank you. Canale, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 16.
Item number 16 is an ordinance to amend Article 8, Sections 2370 of the Code of Ordinances relative to arbitration of labor disputes, impasse procedures, and preservation of charter powers of the City Council. Up for third and final reading, ordinance number 5969 is sponsored by the Memphis City Council. This was held from March 3rd.
Councilwoman White, you're recognized.
This came down, I believe, without a recommendation for discussion down here. And I so move.
All right. Councilman Smiley, you're recognized, and then we have a comment card.
All right, quick question. Well, I introduced, I think, amendment to my original amendment. I think at the last committee meeting, there was a lot of dialogue from me and Attorney Wade, particularly my belief that the middle process was not necessary. Attorney Wade's position was that it was required by charter, and I think there was a 3-person arbitration panel. Through dialogue with Attorney Wade, we came up with an amendment to the substitute ordinance, which reduced it down to 1 arbitrator. And then I had some time, and I went back and made several changes. The bulk changes were a mediator as opposed to an arbitrator. Arbitrator provides usually makes a recommendation. A mediator kind of negotiates it. So we got rid of the arbitration language and said, okay, mediator would be appropriate. There's also language that I think is extremely beneficial, regardless of what this body decides to do with the amendment to the amendment. I think it is important, which is, I think Attorney Wade is going to address this, and I'm probably going to ask him to address it. So the red line copy that you have, if you go to section section 5.9, but it's a slash and it says 5.7. And look at the bottom, it says, when the employee associations represents more than one bargaining unit, the council will decide the impasse for each bargaining unit separately unless otherwise agreed to by the city and employee association. What my question for Attorney Wade is, in the original amendment that we came up at the last council meeting, is there anything in that document that addresses the language I just read?
The proposal that I drafted goes towards bargaining units, not employee associations. There are multiple bargaining units within an association. For example, ASME Maine has 5 or 6 different ones. Each one of them has the ability to submit a proposal unless they themselves agree that they want to submit a unified one. For example, if ASME Maine wants a 5% raise for all bargaining units, they don't need to submit a separate proposal. But this allows each bargaining unit to submit a proposal separately.
Okay, and then there were some questions by, I don't know if it was you or Attorney White, Councilwoman White, about the language related to Mayor Hackett's executive order. I know there was some concern.
Let me address that.
Okay.
Okay, that was, okay, so let's just get down to the basics. The charter requires us to prescribe by ordinance a procedure for arbitration of economic items only. This was put in there because as to non-economic items, we have no control over what the mayor does. But we put this in here saying despite this, we have control over what he does as it relates to economic items. So if we say you have to negotiate or you have to confer with the employee associations on economic items, you have to follow the ordinance. To the extent that we go beyond out of our lane, we don't have that authority. So this was our hammer on the mayor saying that notwithstanding this, you have to do this because it relates to economic items that we will decide. That's why that was put in there. It wasn't put in there to be punitive. Now, you had a question
about you getting the library workers, absolutely.
The library workers, okay. The referendum that's on the table for library workers provides that they will be given civil service status. It does not automatically mean that they are part of an association. The Hackett memoranda provided a process by which those employees at the library can have an election. It's called, and in the union vernacular, you have a union election to decide whether you want to unionize or not. Even if we give them civil service, they still have to have a process to say we want to have an association to represent us. And the Hackett executive order provided a process for how you do it, when you have the elections, how you count the votes, how you do all those things. So it'll be fair to all employees in that employee group. So it helps them, it doesn't hurt them.
I think that's all of my questions about the executive order. Still, I hear your explanation, still unclear about that. So you have the amendment to the amendment, which was a substitute ordinance before you. I'd still like to go forward with it, and that's where I'm at. And I don't want to take too much time because.
If I can just try to streamline the difference between the two.
Okay, go ahead.
The proposal that's on the table basically requires the mayor to exchange information with the associations, which he is not required to do now. It allows them to confer, and it gives them until the first Friday in May to reach an agreement. And they can elect between themselves to use mediation, hocus pocus, Jimmy Nocus, however they want to do it. They can do whatever they want. It ain't our business, okay? By the second meeting in May, they come and they say, we can't reach an agreement And therefore, we put our economic proposal in the form that we put in the ordinance, and the administration does the same, and it goes to a single person that will take them and spit them out and give them to us in a package that we can compare apples to apples and make a decision down the road. We are not foreclosing them from presenting any additional things, because one of the things you took out was the minimum information. The minimum information is what we prescribed. They can submit other information. They can submit salary studies. They can do all these other additional things. Nobody's stopping that. That wasn't intended to say this is all you have to do. It says minimum. Minimum doesn't mean maximum. They can submit additional things, and they can submit a narrative. They can submit all kind of things if they want to. But we want it boiled down in economics, saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The administration says 5%. They say 3%. I mean, that's how you get to the bottom line. And at the end of the day, you add them up, which one has the most serious impact, and then it's up to you whether you decide, notwithstanding that the associations want to increase the budget, we think we can find the money and move stuff around. That's your choice, okay? Nobody's stopping any of that. This is a neutral thing. We aren't trying to tip the scales in favor of anybody. We're just trying to do, based on my experience, trying to do something that works, that pushes them in the right direction where we can make a final decision. That's all. Yes.
Back to the Hackett. So why do we need to codify the Hackett order? I mean, if the Hackett executive order already exists, what's the purpose of the council?
I'm not codifying anything. I'm just recognizing that it exists.
If we put in the ordinance, it's codifying, isn't it?
I'm not giving any binding effect to it. But I'm just saying that since 1984, all subsequent, the council observes. We ain't mandated that it's law. We can't mandate it that it's law, because it's his executive order, not ours. All we're doing is observing that.
So essentially, this is
it's precatory.
Yeah.
It is not binding. I mean, if you don't think I thought through all these angles, I'm not trying to penalize anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to help you. Okay, this is for you. This is your process, where at the end of the day, you make a decision. And the problem that we have is we get an amalgamation of information from both sides. And it ain't jiving. It don't come together. Then these people that's sitting here spend hours comparing and contrasting and giving you a single document that says that the administration says this and the association says that. This will add such and such to the budget. We want them to do that work and present that to us in a form that we can act on. That's all I was trying to do. Now, if that ain't what y'all want, we can just go back to the other chaos that we had before, and that's fine with me. I'm just here to work.
Then my next question is, council passed one of these amendments. The effective date, is it too late for the administration and the bargaining units to start complying with either or?
No. The mayor doesn't present his budget till the 14th of April. That's the trigger for everything. And then they have almost a month after that to get it together and figure out what they're going to do. And the mayor will present to them information in the form that they can take that information and say, well, he says wages at $1 million. We say $1.5 million. They say vacation at $500,000. We say $505,000. All those things line up, and it lines up with how they're presenting to you a budget. Your budget's going to be lined up that way. So I'm just saying, it just seems to make sense to me and gets us to the end of the rainbow with the least amount of stress on y'all. Now, if y'all want to go back to the 3-member committee and go through all that kind of stuff, I don't care. I don't deal with it.
Nobody wants to go back to the 3-person committee. I think that was the gist of what I was getting at. The purpose of the 3-person committee was not beneficial to anybody, because ultimately what end up happening is the full council will end up making the decision. And I think my initial preference was just get rid of it all and go straight to the full council. But
well, that's kind of what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We just have a process where we can say that we're adhering to the charter and have an administrative process. Now, let's bottom line it. Let's just be real right now. The only issue that's on the table this year with the association and the city is how much of a raise in wages they will get. The rest of so to me, it's a non-starter. This ain't gonna impact nothing, okay? It's just gonna give you, they're gonna have one line item where they're gonna disagree, and then y'all are gonna have to break the tie. That's the way it's gonna work. So this year is not a problem. Next year it might be a problem. And you got plenty of time to digest how you want to massage it and get information. If you want to sit around, have lunch with them and figure out how y'all want to go forward, that's fine with me. But to me, I think it just gives us a way to have a starting point to go forward in the future. And if better minds than I can figure out a better way to do it, I'm amenable to it.
Thank you, Attorney Wade. Councilwoman White, you're recognized at this time.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. And thank you all for allowing me time to review all of the emails, the different versions, and I'll just keep it short. I believe that the first version that we had prepared by the attorney, I've looked at it, I've sliced it, I've diced it, I've compared it to the charter. It was very succinct. It was actually masterful in the way that it was done to be able to comply with the charter as well as the executive order. I think mediation kind of puts us right back where we are, kind of still in the same position of pressure. The arbitrator is clean, it's succinct. It gets us where we need to with a very clear path. And even though I think, and I believe that, Councilman Smiley's amendments are well-intentioned, just even going through them, at some points it speaks of mediation, then it switches to arbitration. It uses them kind of almost interchangeably when they're two different processes and have two different implications in terms of whether one is a total package or whether it's trying to reach a compromise, which they've already said they can't if they've decided to do it. So it's just not as succinct as the original version, and so I'll be supporting the original version, and I really do urge all of you all that we need a change, and I do believe that the original version is a change in the right direction, and as time goes on and we see it in practice, we can make a, monitor and adjust as we can do with anything, but I think today is the day to take a step. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman White. Councilman Warren, you are recognized at this time.
Yes, ma'am. Could I possibly get Councilwoman White and Councilman Smiley to explain to us what the difference is between the original version and the amended version, how that's going to play different? How would that work? That's anybody. Okay, that'd work for me. Thank you, Councilman.
Yes, sir.
All right, the original version required the mayor to submit his budget, submit economic data to them. They would be able to determine whether they agree with it or not. They would then be able to invoke arbitration, a single arbitrator that would react to the proposal of each side and submit to us a report, essentially, and then you would make the final decision. What Smiley was intending. What Smiley was intending to do was to try to take the middle part out where you would have an arbitrator involved. The charter requires us to provide by ordinance a process for arbitration of economic items. That process would not square with the charter, but it would get you almost to the same spot. I think it's just more semantics than anything, except that you can't cut out that middle part. That's the only difference.
And how's that different from Councilman Smiley's thing?
I just told you.
Yeah, but I thought he had it. Does he not have a mediator?
No, he has them mediating within 3 days after the mayor presents his budget, which you got 13 units trying to mediate in 3 days. So, I mean, he tried to cut out everything, an arbitrator. That's what he tried to cut out.
Yeah. What's the difference between a mediator and an arbitrator
says He goes to one room and says, well, they want to do this, and they go there, and then they just keep whittling it down till they try to reach a resolution. If they can't reach it by the deadline, it's over. This way, they get to do that on their own, and they determine whether they can reach an agreement. And if they can't, then it kicks into our arbitrator to make a final recommendation.
Okay, thank you. I understand now.
All right, we have one comment card from Jayani Webster. Please state your name, just your name, and then you may proceed.
Good evening, Jayani Webster. All right. Good evening, City Council. My name is Jayani Webster. I'm here representing CWA, Communication Workers of America, Local 3866. As you know, we represent hundreds of thousands of workers across the country, including here in Shelby County. We represent thousands of workers here in the county, including our hardworking government workers and employees. I'm here because we're a bit concerned about specific language in the ordinance that could be interpreted, maybe deliberately or accidentally, to prevent the creation of new bargaining units and employee associations. It's specifically the sections 3.3 and 3.4, which involves the Hackett executive order. So we are, of course, in support of our sister unions in the city who have been working hard with you all to get the impasse and the arbitration of labor disputes ordinance passed that you're considering today. However, we just want some clarity on the language to make sure that it doesn't come at the expense of other city workers who are pursuing the same status, protections, and rights, such as the library workers. So there's language that says recognition of representations approved by the administration in 3.3, and then there's a section that says employee associations that had been so recognized by the administration. So we just want to make sure that it doesn't leave too much room for interpretation, and just want clarity on that specific language, just to make sure that the creation of new employee associations and bargaining units is possible under this, and there won't be any misinterpretation moving forward. So that's the clarity that we're seeking. Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Wade, would you please offer some clarification?
Yeah, let me address that. The executive order by Mayor Hackett sets a process by which employees may create bargaining units, not prohibits. It doesn't prohibit anything. It has a process saying we want an orderly process where the workers vote to do that. That's what's in place now. This does not order that that's in place. That's already in place. And until the next mayor kicks it out the door, which is the prerogative of the mayor, not us. We don't prescribe how organizations collectively join together. That's all this does. It doesn't prohibit anything.
Okay. I think.
And then
thank
maybe
you.
we'll give you a copy of it, and then you can be comfortable.
I think the previous copy is what we're looking at, but if there's an additional copy that might be helpful for us, that makes sense. It's just the language around recognition that we just want to make sure is that we're clear about.
Without it, there are no rules. You couldn't be recognized without it.
Exactly.
So
There's
it's granting you permission to do it. The mayor has the prerogative to say, I'm not allowing it to happen.
There's no misalignment with the Hackett executive order. It's just the specific language in section 3.3 and 3.4 that says.
Tell me what language you're looking at that says that prohibits you from doing anything.
There's no language that says prohibition or prohibits anything. There's language that says recognition of representation by the administration and
certain
employees.
Groups of the city employees to engage in discussions with the city.
Right, certain groups, that sort of thing. Just want to make sure that that isn't used to misinterpret.
The policy for the recognition, not against the recognition. This policy provides for how you get recognized. It has a process for everybody to see. It's all in front of you. If you want to do it, this is how you do it.
Okay, and once it's done, it's done, and workers will have the same protections and rights to bargain with the city as unions do. Okay.
Like everybody else.
Thank you.
All right. Councilman Smiley, you're recognized.
Yeah, so I move the amendment and then let the body does what the body decides to do. I'm cool. So I move it.
Yeah.
I'm moving my amendment.
Unless you have a second.
Second amendment.
Is anybody second?
A point of information from Councilwoman Logan.
What are we voting on right now?
The red line version.
You're voting on Smiley's version first.
That's the one we got today, the second one from today?
Yes.
Okay. Huh? Okay.
And if it fails, you go to the other.
All right, it has been properly moved by Councilman Smiley, second by Councilman Spinoza. Madam Comptroller, will you please prepare the screen for the vote?
Canali, yes. Cooper, Sutton, no. Ford, yes. Logan, no. Smiley, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, no. Chairwoman Swearingen Washington, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, will you please call item number 18?
Item number 18 is an ordinance to amend the Memphis Code of Ordinances to amend, consolidate, and adopt ordinances relative to blight remediation and neighborhood improvement. Up for third and final reading, ordinance number 5950 is sponsored by Council members Green, Spinoza, and White. This was held from February 24th.
Councilman Spinoza, Canali, you're recognized at this time. Councilman Canali, you recognize.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met, recommended approval, and I so move. Councilman Spinoza would like to speak.
Yeah, thank you, Councilman and Madam Chair. I actually want to make a motion to hold this. Or without objection, I guess. I appreciate the second, Councilwoman
Madam
White.
Chairman,
Yeah.
we were going to hold it. I just wanted to explain why we've held it for so long.
Okay, perfect.
If that's okay with you, Ms. Councilman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My bad. I thought we were about to vote on it.
Unless nobody cares, it's fine. I don't care either.
I was trying to stop it.
All right, so we will hold item number 18 until what date? So we'll table it until, or hold it. Are we holding or tabling it? Oh, okay, no, we'll hold it until after budget, so. Second meeting in what? July. We're gonna hold it to the second meeting in July. All right, that's that. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 21.
Item number 21 is a resolution approving the sale of city-owned parcels known as 369 North Main Street and 371 North Main Street, Memphis, Tennessee, 38103. The parcel ID is 001016-0003 and ID 0010600002, respectively. District 7, Super District 8. This resolution is sponsored by the administration. This was held from March 3rd.
Councilwoman Logan, you're recognized at this time.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met and this was sent down with a favorable recommendation. discuss it, and I so move.
Maya needs to stood up.
Chief Zena, you're recognized at this time.
Thank you, John Zena, Chief of Development and Infrastructure. The draft that was just passed around corrects some language that was in the prior version of the resolution. That prior version is still in your packet, so we wanted to make sure that you had the most up-to-date copy. This matter came before committee. One of the main issues was that the appraised value was lower than what the city had paid. And so Alsac St. Jude has agreed to pay the higher value. And so the resolution that was in your packet still reflected that lower value. So what I just passed out reflects the higher value that Alsac St. Jude has agreed to pay. And representatives from Alsac St. Jude are here if you have any questions for them. But all that this does that was just passed out is to correct that resolution so that they are paying that higher value that matches what the city paid for the property.
We appreciate that clarification, and it's wonderful to be able to get that increase. Councilwoman Cooper Sutton, you're recognized at this time.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, John Zener. I was going to mention that in the old packet to make sure that the correction was made, and you did. So thank you. Thank you, Chairwoman.
Madam Comptroller, if you will please prepare the screen.
Canali, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Spinoza, yes. Warren, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen, Washington, yes.
Walker, yes.
Please show Walker is voting yes on this item.
That item passes.
Thank you, Alsac and St. Jude. We appreciate you.
That brings us to our same night minute items. Councilman Canali, would you please read the same night minutes into record?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The same night minute items are 8, 9, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35. And with that, I so move.
Thank you, Councilman Canali. It has been moved by Councilman Canali, second by Councilman Dr. Warren. Madam Comptroller, if you will please prepare the screen.
Canali, yes. Cooper, Sutton, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Spinoza, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. Chairwoman Swearingen, Washington, yes.
That item passes. This brings us to our comment cards. We have a comment card from Alexa Pouncey. She's not here? Okay. She's not here? All right. We will now have a card from L.J. Abraham. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on up. You just state your name and then you may proceed.
Hello, my name is Alexa Pouncey. As council, you are aware that the citizens of Memphis have asked for transparency when it comes to officer-involved shootings within this city. I've come to you tonight to demand the release of the body cam footage of Officer Torres Molina during the traffic stop of Donnell Maxwell. The mayor has stated that this video will not be released, and I do not find this acceptable. This council can provide transparency that other city officials will not give us. Our trust is already broken with the death of Tyree Nichols at the hands of MPD. This council can be a helping hand to prevent more distrust between Memphis citizens and elected officials. I implore you to see reason in this matter and release the body cam footage. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for coming down and sharing your thoughts. Amber Sherman, come on down.
Dennis Lynch will be next.
My name is Amber Sherman. I want to come and talk about the body cam footage as well. I think that it's really important that you as a council are using your power as city council members to ask for transparency. We know after Granicus was murdered that there was a huge push around body cam footage and it being released in a realistic amount of time. And there's a lot of unanswered questions about Officer Torres Molina, who has multiple complaints from citizens. I posted a video about this traffic stop and I saw hundreds of comments and over 80 of them were about people who had interacted with him and how aggressive he was, how they had filed complaints and they were told the complaints were unfounded, even though they had bruises or footage themselves showing them being attacked. And so I think that as a city council, that y'all should be doing the right thing. I know a lot of y'all aren't looking at me while I'm talking right now, which also says a lot about y'all, but I really think that it's important that you are using your power as city council members to ask them to release the footage. I also sent emails that several folks did not respond to. I do appreciate Councilwoman Yolanda Cooper-Sutton for letting me know that she didn't get my email. JB didn't respond either. Janika did not respond, but her assistant responded and sent me a generic response. And so I had to then contact Janika myself. So I also don't think it's appropriate for the staff to not actually be reading the emails because I asked the question in the email, which was, what kind of action will you take as a city council member? I also know that y'all received hundreds of emails because I made the document that folks were using to contact you. And several folks told me they didn't receive any responses at all. So as a city council who also is up for election soon, I would hope that you'll be more responsive to your constituents, especially when you continue to tell us to come down here and talk to you or to send us to y'all emails or to call you, but you don't respond. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sherman. Dennis Lynch. And then L.J. Abraham.
Greetings, councilwomen and men. I'm Dennis Lynch, 347 North McLean, longtime leader in the Sierra Club and frequent commenter at council. Today I speak for myself. Topic one, MATA. I'm a founding member of Better Transit for a Better Memphis. A thriving city needs strong transit. You all need to find a way to provide more funding for transit. You all know that? Please do it. Topic number two, council needs to continue to dig deeper into issues related to XAI and data centers and pollution issues. Stand up for South Memphis. Thank you. My big item is elections, which are coming up. May 5th, county primaries. August 6th, county general elections plus federal and state primaries. November 3rd, federal and state general elections. More information at electionsshelbytn.gov, also at govotetn.gov. Everyone who is qualified should register and should vote. Register at least 30 days in advance. You must be a citizen of the U.S. You must be a legal resident of Shelby County. You must be 18 years or older before the date of the election, and you must not have been convicted of a felony or have your voting rights restored. You can register online, by mail, or in person at Shelby County Elections Office. Note, if this is the first time you are voting in Shelby County, you must register in person or vote in person. Also, it would be good to request a voter registration card. Check, if you're already registered, check your registration status, tnmap.tn.gov/voter lookup. Even if you've been registered before, you need to double check to make sure your registration is still valid and keep checking it. Did you change your name? Did you change your address? Did you fail to vote in one of the recent elections? And when you actually come to vote, you need to bring an ID. All that information is in this handout. I thank you for your time. We need to all vote. We need to have our friends and relatives vote. This is important. Thank you.
Thank you so much. L.J. Abraham? Okay. LaMichael Wilson? And after that, we'll end with Mr. Kent. Oh, okay.
afternoon, members of the council. This is now the third time I stand before you speaking on behalf of my mother, Lajanice Wilson Trannon, a woman whose life mattered and whose story still has not been fully told. We often hear the phrase, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." Today I stand here because I have been denied those words. For over 5 months, I have asked the Memphis Police Department for transparency, for truth, for something as simple and as powerful as body cam footage. Officers were on the scene for more than 3 hours, 3 hours of moments, 3 hours of decisions, and 3 hours of actions that could help my family, my grieving family, understand why an officer with the Memphis Police Department used my mother's personal cell phone to capture pictures of my mother's lifeless, undressed body. Yet, what was I given? The opportunity to come to police headquarters to view approximately 10 seconds of edited body camera footage. 10 seconds out of 3 hours. And in those 10 seconds, I witnessed something deeply troubling. An officer taking 2 pictures and then attempting to delete those pictures. That moment alone raises serious concerns because actions like that suggest awareness, not accountability. Still, after months of waiting, the official determination from the Internal Affairs Department was that my complaint was not sustained. Not sustained, yet I have the pictures in my mother's phone. I ask you, how can the truth be sustained when it is hidden? How can accountability exist when transparency is denied? A picture is worth 1,000 words, but the city's silence speaks volumes. And what the city's silence is saying right now is deeply concerning. My family and I remain committed to one word, truth, another word, dignity, another word, respect, another word, transparency, another word, accountability, because no family should have to beg for answers about what happened to their loved one. And because those answers have not been provided, this morning I took the next step in my pursuit for justice. I filed a complaint with the United States District Court of the Western District of Tennessee. This is not where I wanted to go, but it is where accountability must now be sought. I am asking you, not just as council members, but as human beings, to understand that behind policies and procedures are real families, real pain, and real lives. Realize the footage. Tell the full story. Let the truth be seen. What is there to hide? Because my mother deserves that, and so do I.
Brother Wilson, I think I may have missed it, but what is the direct ask of this body?
I'm sorry?
I said I may have missed it, but what is the direct ask of this body?
The initial ask was for policy change as it relates to how, my initial ask was as it related to first responders being on scene and how they handle deceased bodies. The fact that the officer never should have touched my mother's cell phone. If they needed to capture, if there needed to be pictures, they have crime scene technicians or evidence technicians that could come out. So policy needs to be set, understood that first responders should not be using private phones of the victims for unauthorized use. The other thing that I'm asking, though, is body cam footage belongs to the people. It does not belong to the city. So why is it that the city does not release that body cam footage? I was told that the investigation concluded on September 12th. September 24th, I put in my FOIA request for body cam footage. September 26th, I was denied because it was an open and ongoing investigation. So who's lying to me? And why can I not see the entire body cam footage? Why call me down here and show me what you want me to see and give me a narrative that you want me to believe when you can just show me the entire 3 hours from the 4 individuals that were there and let my family decide what we need to know? Anytime the police have done something and they want to show that they have been in the right, body cam footage is made available immediately. I came to you all at the end of July, and today I still don't have what I'm asking for. And that's problematic. And that's why I'm standing strong on it. And I went to the courts, because if you don't want to give it to me voluntarily, I'll take it under the courts.
And then my last, so 2 questions for you. What's your mom's name again?
My mother's name is Lajanese, L-A-J-U-A-N-E-S-E, Trannon, T-R-A-N-N-O-N.
And then my last question is, have you reached out to the mayor's administration at all?
Those were the first people I reached out to. I was here, and at the time, Chairman Canali was addressing me at the second time, and is Antonio Adams the deputy mayor? He followed me out to the hallway, told me he was going to call me, text me, and I've yet to hear from him. I've yet to hear from C.J. Davis. I've yet to hear from the mayor of the city. And I gave them the opportunity to talk to me first, because all I wanted was an explanation and an apology. And now my family has been humiliated because we've had to go through all of this to try to get answers.
All right, thank you. My LA is going to get your information. Please don't leave, Mr. Wilson. All right, thank you.
Mr. Kent?
Joe Kent, 5111 Flamingo. A few excerpts from my bio, all true. So I started out as a drunk paper boy in my dad's elected district, which my dad did not like very much. Then parlayed that into the drunkest young Republican chair ever, where I delusionally thought I was going to not be president, but be governor someday. The former while in high school and college. So I was a little bit out of my mind in my earlier years. Then I went off to Nashville, got married, had a child, got divorced, and then got sober. That was followed by traveling the country, working in education and workforce development, sales, and consultation. As you know, you and the elitists are wholly uninterested in that area of work for local human development and implementation. Then, most recently, I started in my hometown of Memphis, the Taxpayer Justice Institute. Taxpayer justice is the most unifying civic paradigm in human history, and the most there ever will be. And guess what? The backwards, hokey, redneck Memphis elitists hate taxpayer justice, which is incumbent on public transparency, oversight, and accountability. The elitists hate it so bad they have blocked my email communications with you. I know you all did not do this, and there are more than one of you that I sporadically communicate with from time to time. So you did not do all this as a group individually. The elitists blocked me from you. Given this, Madam Chair, I'm asking you to resolve this illegal act of blocking me from communicating with the City of Memphis elected officials. Next, I'm asking you, Madam Chair, to forward a request to the council's attorney to investigate and identify specifically the elitists that are responsible for illegally blocking me from communicating with my City of Memphis elected officials, to protect each of you from illegality. So that's what I'm asking for. I gave proof to this dear servant, and she's passed it on to you for proof. So I'd ask you to resolve it first, but then ask council to investigate who did it. I know y'all didn't do it. So thank you. I just want to let you know.
Thank you, Mr. Kent. We will follow up with that. Councilwoman White, you're recognized.
Thank you. For the record, I on item, it's the fiscal agenda, fiscal consent agenda, item number 6. I need to actually change mine to a recusal for that particular one, as I represent Shelby County Commission.
Thank you.
Number 9, I apologize. It's number 9 of the fiscal consent agenda.
Okay, thank you very well.
Thank you.
We'll handle that. That's okay with the chairman.
Thank you. Councilwoman Cooper Sutton, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I agree with Mr. Kent. I had to give Mr. Kent my personal, and I don't like giving my personal emails and information out, because he's been trying to send certain things and it's rejecting, as he said. So as a constituent and as a representative of his who represents him, we need to find out, because I want him to not call me personal. That's why I have a government email. And if he talking to you, but you're wearing me out on my personal stuff. I can't get my personal stuff. I need him to have access to my government email. So can someone please find out what's going on? Mr. Kent, I don't mind because I just want you to know that. But please, can somebody find out why he's being blocked? Thank you, Chairwoman.
Thank you. We will definitely follow up. All right. This brings us to the end of our meeting agenda. I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. All right. It has been moved by Councilman Smiley and second by Councilwoman